It's that time of year again. Coachella Weekend 1 happened this past weekend, and you guys know what that means. The Influencer Olympics. Every year, there's always so much drama, and today, we're going to be covering everything. From Austin McBroom attending his first Coachella post-divorce, James Charles trying to use Coachella to promote his next single, influencers being exposed for how they acted during the Coachella brand trips, and so much more. It's a mess, so let's get into it. Welcome back to your 2024 Influencer Olympics coverage, and if I'm being so honest right now, I didn't even think this video would happen this year. During the weeks leading up to Coachella, it seemed like every media outlet was talking about how slow the ticket sales were. Apparently, this was their slowest year ever, and even though they had a pretty good lineup, there really wasn't that much talk about it. Even the influencers who usually always attend and seem super excited all seem split on whether or not they even wanted to attend this year.
When is Coachella?
2 weeks from now.
Oh, damn.
I'm kind of nervous. This is my first sober Coachella.
You're fine. You just did a tour.
I don't know. The past couple years, I haven't had as much fun as I used to have, so I'm scared to take away alcohol too.
Yeah, you gotta have that. You gotta do that small talk with people. When you're sober, it's the worst.
I think we just do it differently this year. Like, we spent so much time socializing.
But someone who did attend and seemed extremely excited about it was Austin McBroom. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've ever seen Austin ever attend Coachella while he's been on social media. So this was a first, and he was being extremely obnoxious about it. He made a point to go up to all these girls and take pictures and videos with them, probably knowing everyone would be watching his Snap story to see how he was acting newly separated. Catherine, on the other hand, she stayed home and she actually talked about how she feels about Coachella. Someone asked her why she didn't go this year, and she said, "I'll probably never go to Coachella ever again. I've been a couple of times and never had a good time. A lot of darkness in that environment, respectfully. But I'm glad there are people that have fun. Just my personal opinion." Another person who was at Coachella this past weekend was the owner of Every Jewels. Last week, we talked about how the owner made a video saying that if she got 1 million views, she would expose the influencer who bailed on their collab and made them lose a lot of money.
This influencer just did us so dirty. We get the approval for the piece, we place the order, put into production, we order like a lot of units. Recently, this influencer got super popular on the platform, and we find out that they are no longer interested in collaborating with us.
Of course, she did end up getting the views, she got the likes, but she never ended up actually naming the influencer. Well, it turns out she saw this so-called influencer at Coachella and once again decided to make a video about the failed collab. She said, "When I'm at Coachella and I see the influencer who dropped out of her collab with my jewelry brand after we spent money ordering all the inventory." But once again, no name. Another influencer who was at Coachella causing quite the scene was James Charles. It wouldn't be a Coachella without James in the news, and he followed a very similar strategy to last year. Last year, he used Coachella to promote his upcoming cosmetics brand Painted, and this year, he's been doing the same. The Painted account was posting these like paparazzi-esque videos of James using his new blushes. Obviously, this was all set up, but so many people in the comments thought he was just organically caught applying his blush when it's all marketing for him. He even used Coachella to market his new venture, singing. A few months back, James released his first single, and now he's about to release his second one, and he decided to tease it at Coachella.
They say insanity is to do something about 1 million times and hope it comes out differently. I guess that I'm insane. Are you entertained? 'Cause you said I was beautiful, that your emotions were available. Yeah, the long nights, long flights, you were feeling it. Then you promised that I wasn't an experiment.
Yeah. Let's move on. Another shocking headline to come out of Coachella this year was Charli D'Amelio and FaZe Banks. Someone caught Charli and FaZe kind of like holding hands and walking together into some kind of after party, and at first no one knew that this was Banks. People just thought it was some TikToker, but then people started to make the connection after they saw what he was wearing on his Instagram.
All right, guys, we have confirmed Charli D'Amelio was walking hand in hand with FaZe Banks into the Neon Carnival after Coachella. At one point, you can see FaZe grab Charlie by her wrist. Just a tad bit awkward, if you ask me.
Obviously, this was a little bit concerning for people, considering the fact that Charlie is only 19 and Banks is 32. A lot of people in the comments of these videos were freaking out, being like, what possibly could they have in common? Like, Charlie needs to run. But Banks ended up addressing it, and he says it's not true. He responded to a tweet and said, Charlie D'Amelio and my actual girlfriend are really good friends. Weirdos. Banks is dating Suede Brooks, and she's really good friends with Charlie, so thank God for that. Now, you guys know it wouldn't be a Coachella recap without talking about what influencers went with what brands. Every year, brands go over the top to try and get big name influencers to attend Coachella with their brand, and this year was no different. A lot of people on TikTok were saying that watching these influencers reveal what brands they're going with kind of feels like sorority recruitment day, and it honestly does. Of course, you guys know Tarte did a huge brand trip for Coachella. They rented out a huge house with a pool and filled it with a bunch of influencers and merch and gifts.
Me for some of the behind the scenes footage of Tarte's Coachella house this year. Here are 3 of the glam stations we had made for this event. This is the perfect place for the girls to get their hair and makeup done before each day, so it was super special to see these come to life. And let's not forget the outdoors. It was the most epic house. The pool had a lazy river, which was really fun and cool. Every single one of their items is, of course, branded with Tarte, and it makes it really special for the influencers just to feel like they have a full experience while at Coachella.
But who would ever imagine a brand actually outdoing Tarte? One brand that's been blowing up in the influencer space lately is Poppy. They've been sponsoring every influencer going, so of course they were going to go big for Coachella. They ended up sponsoring just Alex Earl and her friends. They literally rented out this dream house and put so much thought and detail into the decorations, and it was all for Alex Earl. They called it Coach Earla, and it was probably the most over-the-top Coachella brand houses I've ever seen.
30-minute flight to Palm Springs, and then we got there. We headed to go get our Coachella bands first. We met up with Sally, another character unlocked for this weekend, and then we got to the Poppy house. They called it Coach Earla. I don't think you guys understand the way that they decked out this house. We have Poppy for days. This is the bedroom I'm staying in. They went above and beyond. They made this shirt for us. They put chicken noodle soups next to my nightstand. Like, they know me, and the backyard is insane. We were freaking out. They even made the bathrooms literally a Sephora. There were so many products in there. We have these fun mirrors, and we're across the street from Coachella, so we could hear the music. Ashton got there. We have a fun girls trip this weekend. Then Poppy organized for us to have a dinner outside in our backyard. We sang happy birthday to Ashton for the millionth time. And then they had 818 come bartend in the backyard. I'm not sure what's going on either. But we had some drinks. We got ready to go out. This group of friends is just always down to have a good time. I just know this weekend is going to be so much fun. Stay tuned for the Coachella Get Ready with me. Bye.
And the one thing I will say about Alex is, at the very least, she did show appreciation for Poppy. She was drinking Poppy, she showed them in all her TikToks, and she made sure that she went to all the activities they booked, even while hungover.
Just waking up after day 2 of Coachella, and Poppy got us facials this morning, but I don't think anyone's up, so I have to go rally the troops.
I don't see it.
Someone pointed this out and said, the thing about Alex Earl though is she's going to use it. Pools, sun, food, etc. Some of the influencers don't leave the room. And I know that seems like such a basic thing to be praising someone for, like, oh, you actually use the mansion and the pool you got for free? But a lot of influencers don't. Someone on TikTok who was staying at one of these hotels that was booked out for a Coachella brand trip said a lot of influencers just stayed in their rooms and didn't care about anything the brand offered to them.
I'm staying at a hotel for Coachella where they're also hosting an influencer event, and it is truly insane to see what happens behind the scenes. I've been going to Coachella for 3 years now, and I always car camp, so I never really see what the influencers do, just hear the stories about the bad behavior. And I can't even qualify this as bad behavior because I don't know what's in their contract, but I can definitely qualify as antisocial and kind of wasteful of the opportunity that you have. These girls from the brand arrived here on Tuesday. It is now Thursday, and they've been setting up now for 48 hours. They've been running around the pool, putting in pool floats, blowing up tires, changing the little name license plates on bikes. They've decorated each room within an inch of its life with it, like stuff from the brand, stuff for the girls, workout sets. Girls were here when I arrived yesterday at noon. I don't know what time they arrived. I know they arrived the day before, and they were working till 11 p.m. at night. And the influencers started arriving today around noon. They've all arrived. One group out of the 5 we've seen that's actually come out to the pool. It's like an outdoor brand, so obviously they want them to be creating content in like the sun and outside. The other 4 groups have not left their room. They've sat in there all day. Every single time that like the social media team from this company sees one of them, because they like will leave to go to the lobby to get water or something, they're like, oh, do you want to come outside? And they're like, later. It's been 4 hours since they've checked in. These influencers just sit in the room. They don't speak to anyone. They're not enjoying the pool.
At least it sounds like Alex Earl was grateful for her experience. Finally, let's talk about some of the celebrities who attended Coachella. I know a lot of people were wondering whether or not the Kardashians would be attending this year. Kylie and Kendall usually do attend, but it looks like Kylie sat this year out. The only one pictured at Coachella was Kendall, and it seems like she went to promote her new collection with Forward. Kendall has been the creative director of Forward since 2021, and she wanted to go and show off a more laid-back style this time. She told people exclusively that she wanted to feel comfortable while enjoying music I love. She also said, I think that Coachella itself has evolved a lot, and so have I. Forward helps me accomplish that, which is why it is my one-stop shop. And that seemed to be the theme for a lot of people this year. It seemed like more people went to enjoy the music and have a good time, or they went for business. One celebrity who was definitely there on business was Hailey Bieber. Hailey was pictured at her road booth interacting with customers before actually going away with her friends and enjoying the music. A lot of people were also waiting to see whether or not Taylor Swift would attend Coachella. A lot of fans thought that she might show up for night 1 to support Lana. Some even thought maybe she would be a surprise guest, but that never happened. She did show up for night 2 with Travis Kelce, and she was in the crowd supporting Ice Spice and Bleachers. The new Heights hat that she was spotted wearing also sold out instantly, but no surprise there. Overall, despite the slow ticket sales, it seems like those who went to Coachella actually had a pretty good time. It wasn't too messy this year, but where there's influencers, there's always going to be at least a little bit of drama. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.